Hey everyone, this is Arun and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn how to create dependent list of values in a BI Publisher data model. In the last video, we looked at how to create a parameter and how to associate a list of values with that parameter. So we're going to take it a step forward in this video. If you're new here, my name is Arun. I make videos on Oracle ERP Cloud and EPM Cloud and integrations and analytics. If you like these kind of topics, make sure to subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get started. So I'm logged into the BI Publisher catalog. You can see that. So let's go ahead and create a data model. So what we're going to do in the data model is to query the invoices. And when we query the invoices, we'll have two parameters. One is the vendor name, and the second parameter would be the invoice number. Now, the way I want this to work is based on the vendor that I select, the list of invoices should be refreshed. So if I select vendor name as Arun, the second list of values should only show me invoices relating to that vendor. And every time I change the selection of the vendor, the value for the invoices should be refreshed. All right, so I have the queries with me, so I'm just not gonna waste a lot of time building the query. So here we have FSCM. I'm just gonna call this invoices by vendor and invoice. All right, so let's go into data set. Let's go ahead and create SQL query. Let's call this invoices. And I'm going to paste the query here. All right, so what you see here is we have two parameters, vendor ID and invoice ID, right? And we're going to associate list of values to both of these parameters. So let's go ahead and click OK here. And you'll see that we are only selecting 4 columns here: invoice number, date, amount, and total tax amount. All right, when we do that, it's going to ask, okay, do you want me to create the parameters? Yes. All right, click OK. So the first thing I want is I'm going to change the order of this because I want the vendor name to be the first one. So I'm going to click on this move up. So I have my vendor ID and invoice ID. All right, so vendor ID, I'm just going to type in select vendor. And for this one, I'm going to select invoice. All right, cool. So that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and create the list of value. The first one we're going to do is the list of value for the vendor names. So click on the add icon and then do LOV vendors. Okay, I have the query ready, so I'm going to just type or copy and paste, not type. All right, so we're selecting the vendor name and the vendor ID. So behind the scenes, we want the vendor ID to be passed to the actual query, right? Not the vendor name. So what is getting displayed to the user would be the first column in the select clause, right? So here vendor name will be getting displayed to the user. But behind the scenes, when the user selects a vendor name, the vendor ID is getting passed to the query. Now here we are using the POZ suppliers underscore V view. And I'm also doing another check where I don't want to display the vendor names if there are no invoices associated with that vendor. So I'm also checking whether there are any invoices associated with this vendor in the AP invoices all table. Okay. So this is the query for the vendor name. Now let's go ahead and create one more. This will be the list of invoices. So I'm going to change the order. Okay, LOV invoices. So again, I have the query ready, so I'm just going to copy and paste that. All right, so here we have the invoice number and the invoice ID. And similar to the last list, what gets displayed to the user is the invoice number, and what gets passed to the query is the invoice ID. Now here you would see that in this query we are also referencing the p underscore vendor ID parameter, right? So here the vendor ID is the parameter, and we are referencing that in the list of values query for the invoices. So basically this allows us to restrict the list of invoices by the selected vendor. Okay, so this is the key point to remember, that in the list of value, the dependent list of value query, we also reference the parent parameter or bind variable. Okay, that is all you need to do. We're done with creating the list of values. I'm going to first show you what happens now. If you don't do anything else, let's see what happens now. Now, before we do this, we also need to go to the parameters and change the type. So here the vendor ID is type text. No, it is a menu now, and we will select the vendors. We are only going to allow the user to select one vendor at a time, right? So I'm just going to show 25 vendors at a time. And for invoice ID, we are again going to change the type, parameter type to menu and invoices. And again, only one invoice at a time. Let's change this to 25 again. All right, so let's see what happens now. And I'll tell you one key thing that we have to do after this, all right? So I'm just going to save this. All right, so let's do this. Now, let me go ahead and select. So you can see we have the vendor name list, right? So select the Dell Inc. as the vendor name. You'll notice that nothing happens for the select invoice list, right? We also already associated the vendor ID with the list of values for the invoices. So ideally, the list of invoices should have been shown here, right? This is something that I've seen many developers miss. So I'm going to show you what we missed. So let's go back into the parameters. So vendor ID. In the menu, in the bottom section of the parameter, you would see a field called refresh other parameters on change. So what it basically means is once I select a value for this parameter, it is going to refresh the list of values or the other parameters that are dependent on this, right? So I'm going to check this, refresh other parameters on change. So for the vendor ID, I want, when I select a vendor, I want other parameters to change based on my selection of the vendor. Okay, so now let's save this and go to the data set. Go to data, and now you'll see that these are all Dell specific vendor related invoices. So let me select this one and run. Okay, so you'll see we have the invoice number, invoice date, invoice amount, and the total tax amount for that specific vendor and that specific invoice. Now if I change, let's say United Parcel Service as the vendor, you'll see that the list changes, and you can see that it changes the output of the query. So this is how you create dependent list of values. Pretty simple. If we were to look at what we did, the only thing that we have to do, two things rather, not one thing, two things. The first thing is the dependent list should be referencing the parameter, the parent parameter, right? So here we have invoices, list of invoices query. In that we are referencing vendor ID because that is our parent parameter. I don't know if it's called parent, but yeah, whatever. You guys get it, right? And the second thing is for the vendor, because that's the first value that we are selecting, we will also set this option refresh other parameters on change. So basically when you select the value for the vendor, it will refresh the value of the dependent list. This is all you have to do, and hopefully this is helpful, and let me know if you have questions. Again, if you want to see more options like selecting all, selecting multiple, let me know. I'll create a separate video on that, but this was a quick video to show you how to create dependent list of values. All right, And yeah, connect with me on LinkedIn if you have questions, and like this video, share this video with your friends and colleagues. And obviously, I'll be very honored if you subscribe to the channel. And you all have a wonderful weekend. I'll talk to you on the next one.